Hello?
John, I feel if it's for you.
Oh, yeah, okay. As my granny used to say, you must be therapeutic.
What does that mean? Can I watch the computer, is it?
Therapeutic. I was just ringing you.
Yeah, no, I'm ambidextrous as well. It means I can walk and land on water.
You can drink beer out of both hands.
What's going on?
Ah, jeez.
Tell me the big stuff.
Fun and games, yeah. We're down to the regulator. I tell you, we went down to the regulator yesterday.
Yesterday was fine, yeah. I got yesterday, yeah.
And we basically, I tell you, we went down in the evening. Again.
No, we didn't.
Went to Divstra and basically kind of gave it them between the eyes, and they were sort of pointing in different directions. Not us, but geez, you want to get on that sounds, So we went down, and we basically said, in Central, yeah. And, to cut it long story short, we sort of said, look, what we need is 7 billion euros. And we're going to give you, or both to give you, is our loan collateral. So we're not giving you ECB, we're actually giving you the loan. So I said we gave them a term sheet, and we put a pro-note facility together.
Yeah.
And we said, that's what we need. And that kind of sobered up everybody pretty quickly, you know.
Yeah.
So why do you need that, and what's happening? And Jesus, it certainly focused our minds. So I think,
and it says 7 billion of terms.
This is 7 billion bridging.
Yeah. So
it's bridged off we can pay you back, which is never.
Yeah. And that's in the promo. That's in the terms and conditions.
That's right.
It's going to give you a personal hand.
So under the terms that say repayment, we said no.
Yeah. No, not applicable. Okay. And what's he say?
So anyway,
change of underwear.
There was a bit of that. And, jeez, that's a lot of dosh. Jesus fucking hell. And God, well, you know, the central bank only has 14 billion of total investment, so that'd be going up to 20. Jeez, that'd be seen. And how do we do that? Jeez, you're kind of asking us to play ducks and drakes with the regulations, and we said, yeah. He said, look, what we're telling you is that if we get into difficulties, we have 100,000 plus lump sum depositors in Ireland, all of whom will be very welcome. And I said, take it that the other Irish banks will not be able to raise any wholesale funding for how long you want. So I said, Bank of Ireland, their balance sheet is 200 billion, and 45% of that is wholesale. So let's call that 90 billion, and let's say that 60% of that is rolling in the next 12 months. So that's 54 billion. Take it that won't roll. Okay.
Yeah.
And I said you can also do a similar sum for Allied and Irish Permanent. So I said that's what's at stake, because these guys, even though they're big in our world, are minnows in the outside world.
Yeah.
So I said that's what you're protecting. And I said you've got to. So anyway, that sort of got everybody's attention, and then we had Pat Neary. Pat Neary coming in and said, come here lads, just want to have a word with you. Yeah, jeez, so look, come here, I've actually got assets, decent assets that you can kind of play, there's some stuff in there like this has value, you know?
Yeah.
And look lads, you know, if you're going for this now, make sure whatever you get, sort it out, okay? You know?
What you mean, whatever you get sorted out?
In other words, whatever you get from the regulator sorts out the issue.
Oh, yeah. Just makes it fucking happen.
Don't
fuck it up.
Don't be coming back.
Yeah, don't fuck it up. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, okay. Is anyone else having these meetings with them?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, have they had the same conversation with Permo, or have they told Permo that they're fucked? Like,
No, I wouldn't say so.
Okay, and what about the Irish Nationwide?
I think they've been had discussions with them going back weeks, you know.
Oh, they took their hands off the steering wheel over there and said, we're doing this now.
Yeah.
Okay. Will it happen?
Well, it has to happen. It has to happen, because if it doesn't happen, we're going to hit a wall in the next week.
Yeah.
So you tell me what's going to happen.
Yeah. And what?
Like we're already in breach, you know.
I know, yeah, but how does it play out? What's the playbook like? What does it look like?
Well, I think there's different playbooks. I think one playbook is that they decide they were willing to put their hands in their pockets and support the financial sector, or at least support the weaker elements of the financial sector.
Yeah.
I think another, and I think what comes out of that is that ultimately that will become apparent. You know what I mean? So either in your accounts or whatever, it'll become apparent at some level. It'll become apparent that somebody somewhere has borrowed a lot more money. You know, and there'll be explanations for that or speculation. So I think it what it does, it buys us time.
Yeah.
And I would say it buys us up to our year-end results, max.
Yeah. And what then?
Well, I think it's what we can do. What can we do before that? You know, so can we do a deal before that?
Yeah. Would it not be easier for them to stuff us into Allied?
Well, I think how this works, I think their playbook is stabilise it and then try and sort it out. And I think sort it out means sooner rather than later. So my guess is that within a few weeks they will be asking Allied to get involved, or bank.
Yeah. But do they have the capacity to get involved?
I don't think so.
That's the problem.
I don't think so. I don't think they have the financial muscles themselves. They don't have the standing in markets themselves to get involved.
But they don't now. You know what I mean? They might have had earlier, but they don't now.
Yeah.
And the perception of, like, bankers all over the UK press today, Bank of Ireland, you know.
Over what?
Just, I mean, their interim statements, that's just about everything. I mean, I read 3 or 4 articles about them online today in the UK.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I'm hearing, like, fucking got a text to say that Allies and banks can play on.
I know, I know. And you know, rumour, you know, I think you were there, the bank and Permo had done a deal, you know what I mean? The market's just rife at the moment, you know? I think the reality is that there's certainly a lot more happening than nothing at all, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You could take it that there's in every bank, there's boardroom discussions on where to next, you know?
So it's all at 1:45.
Right, okay.
I know what that is.
Okay. Are you going to it?
No, wasn't invited. I'm working out here with some tactical retail stuff, what we can do today, tomorrow.
So, is that going on at the moment?
It is, yeah.
Okay. Jesus, I hope he doesn't decide he has to unburden himself.
I know. There's a lot at stake here, isn't there?
Yeah.
How did they make it happen?
That's who make it happen.
How did they make it happen, you know?
Yeah. But we're into a different phase now, you know?
Oh, we are, yeah. And how did you arrive at the 7?
Just, the drummer would say, picked it out of my arse, you know? Look, what we did was we basically said, what is the amount that we can securitize over the next 6 months?
Yeah.
And basically say to them, look, our problem is time. It's not our ability to create the liquidity. It's the enemy is time here.
Yeah.
So we can rebuild. In other words, we can rebuild the liquidity off our loan book. But what we can't do is we can't do it now, and the balance sheet is leaking now.
Yeah. Yeah, and if the balance sheet stabilises, then you buy some time.
And that number is 7, but the reality is that actually we need more than that. But the strategy here is you pull them in, you get them to write a big check, and they have to support their money,
Yeah. They've got skin in the game, and that's the key.
They have, and they've invested a lot. If they saw the enormity of it up front, they might decide they have a choice. You know what I mean? They might say that the cost of taxpayers is too high. But if it doesn't look too big at the outset, looks big enough to be important, but not too big that it kind of spoils everything, then I think you have a chance. So I think it can creep up.
Yeah. They'll give you a bit of trip.
Yeah.
What do you think will happen?
What I think will happen? I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't know. I mean, I don't think we're an easy sell.
No.
To anybody. And the home interest should be there, except they don't have the financial standing themselves. So do I think it's going to be possible to offload it? No, I don't.
Yeah.
What will it end up being? It could be breaking it up and selling individual books.